got no better food, like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
You love dining out, but sometimes you wonder what to order. Well, we're here to help narrow down your choices as restaurant workers reveal 10 items people should never order ever. Say no to the buffet.
It says it's all you can eat.
Well, it's all you can eat, but
Well,
you
what's
can't...
the difference if I give it to somebody else?
Though you may be tempted because you think you'll be getting way more food for your money, never ever eat your meals at a buffet. When you see a buffet, turn around and walk away. Think about how many people may have already touched those utensils you were about to use to fish out a heaping helping of something or other to put upon their plate. If you're realistic, you know that you're not going to sanitize your hands 100 times per meal. Let's face it. If you're in line at the buffet, you'll not just be passing around the serving spoons, but you'll also be passing around the germs as well, and plenty of them. Besides, sometimes people at buffets get completely lost in their hunger and they go straight from spooning out a helping of sautéed vegetables to digging back in for some breaded shrimps without bothering to change the utensils when heading into that next platter. Not everyone is thinking clearly when they're famished, and not everyone is thinking about other people and their potential allergies either. Haven't you ever wondered why the taste of something you never even put on your plate finds its way to your palate? Cross-contamination is the key word here. Suddenly, some shrimp from one dish ends up in the pineapple chicken dish. Walk away from every buffet, unless that buffet is inside your own refrigerator at home late at night, where you have control over just about everything. Stay away from free peanuts.
I'm a yoga nut, and I'm a nut.
Here's a good tip for you. If you're sitting at a bar waiting for your table or perhaps for your drink to be served and you see those tempting little bowls of peanuts staring at you, walk away.
I'm for real. I'm for real.
You may be hungry, but you are never hungry enough to share the fingerprints of the other folks around you with similar dispositions. The thought of the taste of the peanuts does get your juices going. I mean, everyone loves a good mouthful of salty peanut goodness, unless you're allergic, of course. But trust us, no one, not even the friendliest of bartenders, are going to be pouring you a fresh, untouched bowl of unhandled peanuts each and every time they see you. Just wait patiently to be seated at a table where you will be able to order your meal and eat to your heart's content. You're ready to indulge. Enjoy your meal, your hunger unhindered by those literal fingertip appetizers. Community ketchup.
Ketchup. Just like my mom puts on her spaghetti, baby.
Aside from the fact that no chef wants you to put ketchup on their marvelous creation, restaurant workers advise you to stay away from any community ketchup containers, even if you notice that the ketchup bottle on your table is full. Do you think that the ketchup bottles on the tables are bought new, specifically on the very day you happen to show up? No, these bottles are refilled by someone in the back room or the kitchen. The ketchup transferred from a massive vat of cost-effective ketchup lingering in a giant tin can or a massive bottle. Guess what? No one in any restaurant kitchen ever waits patiently until the ketchup bottle is completely empty in order to refill it. When there are mere drops of ketchup left in the bottles, drops which had already been themselves refilled once upon a time from who knows when, possibly even months ago, the bottles will then again be refilled. The recipe goes like this: new ketchup poured in with old ketchup, and then shake, shake, shake. Figuring out an expiry date for any bottle would be a completely impossible task.
Best before this date. After this date, not the best, but still pretty good.
Aside from that factor, don't forget as well just how many hands have potentially touched the outside of the innocent-looking ketchup bottle at your table. Again, if you have antibacterial wet wipes available, and if you don't mind using them for continual cleaning, that's your prerogative. But cleaning the outside of the bottle will nevertheless still not guarantee the freshness of that mixture deep inside. Stay away from unpopular dishes.
You never order BLT.
Here's something people don't often think about when they're scanning a menu. If you're in a restaurant that specializes in Italian cuisine, here's a wise tip for you. Order Italian cuisine. That is the genre of food most patrons are coming in for. That is the top-selling item on the menu. This means the Italian fare is continually selling out. That means the dishes are being cooked constantly. Therefore, this will be the freshest item to order. When you order something other than the Italian cuisine, chances are you will be getting something which has been sitting around in the back of the refrigerator or at the bottom of the freezer or even perhaps on the extra high shelf of the pantry for a very long time.
Long.
In any restaurant, no matter the genre, there are always a variety of amazing dishes. The waitstaff will be happy to describe dishes you may not be familiar with, and they may suggest items you did not even consider. The waitstaff has an upper hand, as they are there for long shifts. They know what's good. They know what has been sent back to the kitchen on occasion. They love to help, because they know that if you're happy with what they suggested, you will be leaving a larger tip behind. As we keep moving on, take a second to hit that like button, would ya?
Thank you. Next.
Question the specials.
Our special today is coho salmon.
Sounds disgusting. Do you have chicken fingers?
Many times, as soon as you sit down, you will be approached with the specials of the day. People immediately light up, thinking that these specials are either less expensive or perhaps prize-winning creations.
Well, I take Skittles and I put it between two Starbursts.
It's up to you to decipher just what is being presented to you with these specials. When something is on special, you need to use your noodle to figure out if it's the special because A, the food used to create the special is being cooked that day because it's expiring soon, B, the food item has not been doing that well on the menu and therefore they have decided to perhaps lower the price and get rid of it because they're about to take it off the menu permanently, or C, if perhaps the special is a brand new dish being tried out on a select few guinea pigs. You can usually get some clues from your friendly waitstaff. If you see many orders of that particular item flying by you on platters, and the item clearly looks out of this world, perhaps word of mouth is catching, and some new chef from Paris has joined the kitchen staff. In this case, you have no reason not to try it out. If the special is some sort of fish dish, always remember that most restaurants get their fish orders fresh on Tuesdays. The later in the week it is from the Tuesday delivery, the closer it is to the expiry date of that fish. Hence, it becomes the special du jour. Sometimes when you just don't know what would be a wise choice for you and the menu is making your head spin with its variety, it's okay to just sit back in your chair and take a good look at the tables surrounding you. You can take in all sorts of information just by glancing over at a few tables in your vicinity. Of course, no one is suggesting you stare at people, but just a quick look here and there will show you if someone is happy with their meal. You'll notice people sharing forkfuls of delicious fare with each other. You'll see items which look even better than they sounded on the menu. You may even decide to order something you have never even tried because you notice a couple across the way sharing and raving about the dish in front of them. Restaurant tap water.
Water sucks. Gatorade is better.
Restaurant workers understand how important drink orders are, aside from the food orders. But there is one thing they always insist upon, even though they know it might be the one thing people think they can save on. They say time and time again that you should never, ever get restaurant water from the tap.
Ever, never.
If you don't drink tap water at home, the restaurant is not the place to start trying it. Different water supplies in different cities are sometimes compromised. There's never any guarantee, and a restaurant does not have a freshwater spring built into the backyard. Their water is coming from the same place yours does. The suggestion is that you order a bottle of water if that is your drink of choice. This is one area where you should really not compromise. Aside from the uncertainty about the city's water supply, the water from the tap in a restaurant will almost never be ice cold. Even if it comes from the cold water tap, it is usually sitting in pitchers on the counter awaiting its distribution to the tables. And therefore, the water is often served in large pitchers with many ice cubes thrown into them. Restaurant workers know that the ice in restaurants is plainly not safe at all. They advise that even if you decide to order a soft drink from the fountain, kitchen, always tell the waitstaff to hold the ice. Well done meat.
She orders a steak well done and then complains when the damn thing comes out and it's too dry.
Here's another suggestion that restaurant workers insist upon. Never order your meat well done, because you could be served meat that has been sitting in the kitchen the longest, waiting for someone like you to help disguise its ancient pedigree. Fresh meat that is to be served medium or rare has no chance to disguise either its freshness nor its flavor. However, when you are allowing them to burn your meat to a crisp, the texture will usually take over from the flavor, and if the meat is not the freshest, you probably won't notice it, at least not while you're there at the restaurant. You just may not feel all that well upon your return home.
And now I have diarrhea.
Having said that, if you're in a well-known steakhouse where the specialty is steaks and they are plentiful on almost everyone's plates, chances are your cut of meat will be a perfect one, no matter how you request it to be cooked. You'll need to think not only about the choice you're making off the menu, but about the establishment in which you find yourself as well. Bread baskets.
You like bread?
Yeah.
Have some.
Do not pass the bread basket. Do you actually think that the beautiful-looking bread baskets are sliced up for each and every table in a timely fashion upon their patrons' arrivals, and then carefully taken away afterwards, only to be discarded after each table's patrons leave? In a perfect world, maybe that would be done, but in the reality of a busy restaurant that does not want to waste its resources nor its time, the personalized bread basket is plainly not an option. It may not be something you ever really paid much attention to, but if you take the time to notice, not every bread basket on every table is the exact same. If it were a uniform bunch of rolls doled out to each and every table, you would see identical roll colors and shapes on each and every table. Instead, you will often see 2 pumpernickel rolls and a round rye roll on one table, and perhaps a sourdough sliver with a whole grain roll and a wedge of French bread on another. Do you ever wonder why? It's because when the baskets are returned to the back, they are simply rearranged with the leftovers of other bread baskets and then represented in whatever random shapes and forms they happen to lapse into. It is less noticeable when there's a wide range of breads moving around the restaurant. You're able to think the random selection is your table's personal choice.
Yeah, that's what you wish, Steve.
Sorry to break it to you, your bread basket has been tampered with by other patrons at other tables who may have rifled through what they thought was their personal bread basket, figuring out which piece looked and felt best for them. Listen, you don't need extra bread with your meal. Think of saving your appetite for the main dish and enjoy it wholeheartedly. Lemons? No thank you.
When life gives you lemonade, make lemons. Life will be all like, what?
Do not trifle with lemon wedges in any way for any reason at any restaurant. Not in your drink, not in your tea, nowhere. Lemons are not usually washed before being prepped. The lemons are sliced up with no guarantee of having been sliced up by washed hands and then placed into a tray, possibly sitting there for hours before finding its way into your drink.
Unacceptable!
It's not difficult to see the potential problems rampant here. Save lemons for your home kitchen use. Temperature-based foods.
I'll take a room temperature almond milk, please.
Restaurant workers insist. Leave out anything which is unpasteurized, like certain cheeses, or uncooked, like raw oysters. Basically, stay away from anything that needs to be a certain temperature to be safely eaten. These types of foods should all be avoided. There is no guarantee that items which need to be kept hot will continually be kept that way, and that items which need to be kept cold will continually be kept that way either. Tepid meat will make you sick. Sprouts, which need a humid temperature to grow, will rarely be kept cool enough for long enough before you can partake, and will therefore be a breeding ground for Salmonella, Listeria, or E. coli.
No, God!
Think common sense, and you will enjoy your dining experience.
Easy peasy.
Thanks for sticking around. We've got more videos just for you, so stay right here and check one out.